everyone. So I actually have been doing these and thought I'd hit record on this. Today we are doing how to sublimate onto white glitter without owning a silhouette or a cameo, because I don't own one. So right now, let's see if you can see this. I have my heat press set to 380. And I have it out of the way. I've already cut out a piece of white glitter that I'll place down right here. And here's my sublimation that I will place down right on top. And I have my second piece. So when you buy it, it has the cover sheet on top. Obviously, you can't sub onto it. So I just peel it off like this. Move this guy over for a minute, because I'm going to fit two onto here. Here's my second piece. Put that right on there. I've done a bunch of tests on this already, and I have not needed tape or glue, so I'm just going to put my parchment paper on top, and I'm doing 380 for 56 seconds. It's just the time that worked out for me. While we're waiting, I'll show you I've already done some. I like to let it cool on the parchment, because if I try and peel up that vinyl while it's still hot, it has the tendency to touch itself and stick. So I can show you right here. If I peel this transfer off, and then I can peel the other transfer right off, and the colors look fantastic. So now what I actually do is I need to hand cut these. I hand cut it on the parchment, because if I don't, you wind up with the floppy vinyl, and it's really hard to cut straight lines with floppy vinyl. So I cut it on my parchment paper. About 9 seconds left. And I open it very slowly so that I don't get any ghosting and the paper doesn't shift. And I'm actually done right now, so I'll turn that off. So I actually move it to I slide it onto a board, and then I just move it to the floor. And it's very technical, but I move it to the floor and just let it cool. And that's about it. So once it's cooled off, I can show you with this one. And now I would just take my super good scissors that I only use for either cutting vinyl or cutting cloth, not regular kitchen shears. And then it can give me some great, perfect lines. Not all designs will work with cutting it out. Obviously, some things do require a cutter. It's not in my cards for right now. So I'm gonna cut this out and then lay it down on my shirt and give it about 15 seconds at a much lower temperature. Sublimation is higher, so I did these. I subbed onto these at 380, but when I press them onto the shirt, I actually have to check my notes, but I will return with the second part of this and show you how I sub onto these shirts. Hi, we are back. I have now cut out all of my designs by hand, which took quite a while because I go very slowly, and the parchment paper was stuck to the back, made it really easy to cut. So now I'm going to show you how I place them on. This is my shirt. It is a Gildan 100% cotton from Michaels. They had a sale, and I cut this. The parchment paper is still on. The way if you've seen any of my other videos, I am absolutely horrible at lining things up on my press. I always have a tendency to angle them a little bit. So I use a board on my floor. I lay my shirt down. I've already pre-pressed this, and I've already lint rolled it, and I have my cutter, my heat press warming up to about 320, and I'm going to press it for 15 seconds. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to just take this parchment paper off. It just, now that it's cooled, it just comes right off. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to lay this down. This is a kid's shirt, so I'm going to do about 3 fingers from the neckline. So I'm going to go right there, and that's where the top is. And then I created this design, so I know that this point is the center. So I'm going to line it up with the tag until it looks about even. And then I'm going to use just a little bit of heat tape because I'm not going to bring the board up onto my press. This heat tape has saved my life. And I'm not going to put a whole lot. It's just to tack it down so that it doesn't move when I bring it up onto my press. Okay, so now I'm going to bring it up onto my press. Okay, so I have my heat press is heated up. I have my parchment paper down on top of foam. I'm gonna lay my shirt down. I like to try and keep the seams over the platen, so all the seams are over it. I can already see that I'm glad that I did this on the board on the floor, because I can already see I would have set this wonky. So I think, I'm just going to take this tape off because I'm not sure how it's going to react with this shirt. They're not the super, super best quality shirts, but this is just my little trick to save me from myself. Very gently put this on top so as to not move the vinyl. And here I go at 320 for 15 seconds. Let me just make sure this is all covered. And I have it just above light pressure. It's at the very low end of medium pressure. Here we go, 5 more seconds. And that's it. And it's on there. And that feels, I mean, you can definitely feel the vinyl on it, but it's not like a super hard vinyl. The vinyl that I am using for this actually is, because I don't have a cutter, I don't do much vinyl. So this is actually just cheapy glitter vinyl. I think it's the Michaels brand. Oh, no, it's the Cricut brand, but I bought it at Michaels. I think it was about $11 a roll, and I did 5 of these designs with 2 rolls, and I could have done 6. I have 1 left over, a little bit left over. So there's the design, nice and ready to go. And so I will ship this folded with a little care tag that asks the customer to wash it inside out. And another trick that I wound up using, because I did hand cutting, some of the spots, I didn't cut it perfectly. So I took a black Sharpie and colored in some of the spaces where I didn't cut it perfectly, so that you can't see where there's white. Some of it I mean to have white on, but other places I don't. So if you do a hand cut, it might be smart to have the same colored Sharpie as your shirt, and also to include a black border on it is also really helpful. So there you go. That was my process, not necessarily everybody's process, but it's my process of how to hand cut, how to sublimate onto glitter vinyl, hand cut and press to make a shirt.